Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we've got an elementary level lesson for you all about getting up in the morning.
That's right. Today we're making breakfast, and, well, of course, many people have different things when they're making breakfast. Some of them are very big, others are small. But this is what we're going to talk about today, so why don't we listen to the dialogue and see what they're having for breakfast today.
Smells good. What's for breakfast?
Well, since we're getting up so late, I decided to make a big breakfast.
Nice. Brunch.
Kind of. So I made scrambled and soft-boiled eggs, some French toast, and buttermilk pancakes.
Wow, you really went all out. Did you make any coffee?
Yeah, just the way you like it. I also put out some cereal and muesli if you feel like having something more light.
Looks good. I'll squeeze us some fresh orange juice.
Get the jam and butter while you are in there. Oh, and don't forget the syrup.
Alrighty.
All right, we're back. So a lot of interesting things. A huge breakfast.
Way too big for me. I don't like to eat a big breakfast because I feel like makes me tired and then I don't have any energy.
Especially if you just get up, right?
Exactly. You need to shower and maybe have some fruit and then go to work. But we can talk about that at the end. There were a lot of interesting words and phrases that we heard that we would benefit from taking a closer look at.
Language takeaway.
All right, so on Language Takeaway today, we're going to take a look at our first word, and it's an interesting word. It's kind of a mix of two things, brunch.
That's right. So this word comes from two different words, breakfast, breakfast, and lunch.
That's right.
So brunch.
So if you have brunch, what is exactly brunch?
Well, there's two ways to look at brunch. One is the time element.
Okay.
Usually brunch is later than breakfast, but maybe a little earlier than lunch. So 11 o'clock or maybe even noon. But the other thing is size. Because you're putting two meals together, usually brunch is very big. You eat a lot of food.
Okay, so it's a perfect combination of breakfast and lunch. I'm the type of person that likes having scrambled eggs at noon, so this is a perfect solution, brunch.
Right, you don't have to only eat eggs at breakfast, you can eat them at lunch as well.
Exactly.
This is actually something we do a lot in America for Mother's Day. So mom wakes up late, we take her to brunch. It's a very big special meal.
Very good. And talking about eggs and the types of eggs that we can have, I mentioned scrambled eggs, and in the dialogue we also heard soft-boiled eggs.
Okay, these are two very important kinds of eggs. Usually if you're in a restaurant, they will ask you, how do you want your eggs cooked or done? And my answer is always scrambled.
Scrambled.
This means someone mixes the eggs before they are cooked, and then when they cook, they are hard. They're yellow.
Okay.
There's no white. It's just yellow, and it's a little hard mixture. But soft-boiled eggs are very, very different.
That's right. Soft-boiled eggs, you actually don't break the egg or open the egg to cook it like in scrambled eggs. You actually put the entire egg in boiling water. I think it's for 2 minutes, and then you take it out, and then you open the shell, and the eggs are kind of cooked. It's kind of hard in some parts, but it's also kind of liquidy in other parts.
That's right. So the outside, the white part is hard, but the yellow part, the yolk, is liquid. It's not hard.
That's right. And actually, if you want the whole egg to be hard, you can ask for hard-boiled eggs.
That's right. Those are cooked for much longer.
That's right. Okay. So we have scrambled eggs, soft-boiled eggs, we have French toast, and we have buttermilk pancakes.
Okay, so you can ask for just pancakes. But if you want to be specific, you want to give instructions about what kind of pancakes, you can ask for buttermilk pancakes.
And what exactly is buttermilk?
Buttermilk is a very, very creamy, eggy milk that's very, very high in fat. That makes everything taste better, I think. This is used a lot in baking, not really in other kinds of foods. So you can have buttermilk muffins or buttermilk biscuits, but usually you have buttermilk pancakes. And so these are very rich, very fatty pancakes.
Awesome. Yeah, they taste delicious. All right, so now if we want to eat a little bit more healthy, we do have some cereal and some muesli.
Muesli is a funny word. It's not a sound we make very often in English. Muesli.
Yeah.
I think it actually comes from German.
It does look German. Because actually the spelling is M-U-E, so you would kind of want to say muesli or something.
Yeah, no, we say muesli, and it's basically a mixture of granola or different kinds of fiber grains.
Yeah, so just think of having like raisins and maybe some almonds, granola, all mixed up, and you have this nice thing that goes well with yogurt, muesli.
It's very, very tasty and also very good for you.
Okay. And now, well, actually going back to pancakes, no pancake is possible to eat unless you put syrup on it, right?
Well, some people might disagree. I know a lot of people who eat pancakes with honey or with butter.
True.
But the best, I think, is with syrup. And syrup is basically liquid sugar. And you put it on your pancakes to make them sweeter.
Okay. Actually, it's the same thing as honey, basically, except that it doesn't come from bees.
Right. So real syrup, we say maple syrup, comes from maple trees. And you tap the tree and it comes out. It's very, very, very sweet. But we also have syrup you can buy at the store, which is
artificial,
man-made. Yeah, it's basically just sugar.
Okay, very good. So that's what we have with pancakes usually, but why don't we go back, listen to our dialogue again. Let's review all of these yummy breakfast treats, and we'll come back in a bit with Fluency Builder.
Smells good. What's for breakfast?
Well, since we're getting up so late, I decided to make a big breakfast.
Nice. Brunch.
Kind of. So I made scrambled and soft-boiled eggs, some French toast, and buttermilk pancakes.
Wow, you really went all out. Did you make any coffee?
Yeah, just the way you like it. I also put out some cereal and muesli if you feel like having something more light.
Looks good. I'll squeeze us some fresh orange juice.
Get the jam and butter while you are in there. Oh, and don't forget the syrup.
Alrighty.
All right, so now on Fluency Builder, why don't we take a look at a couple of phrases.
Fluency Builder.
When the guy was kind of surprised, he said, "Wow, you really went all out."
Okay, so this comes from the phrase to go all out. So he went all out, or I'm going to go all out. And this means to give something your best, to do more than is expected.
That's right. So if you go all out when you're making breakfast, it means you cooked a lot or really good and you spend a lot of time doing it.
Or for example, if it's someone's birthday and I know it's their birthday, I go all out by buying gifts and a cake and lots of decorations and calling all of their friends and having a party. So this is doing everything for them.
That's right. Okay. And he was really surprised and he really seemed to enjoy breakfast and he said, "Looks good."
Okay, this is a way to say good job or nicely done. It's almost a way to say I'm happy about this.
Or yeah, and obviously you can also say that the food looks delicious, so it looks good.
It looks good. So it's a way to say, well done. Looks good, or in this case, looks very tasty.
That's right. Okay. And now this is an interesting part. He says, "I'll squeeze us some fresh orange juice." So let's take a look at this verb squeeze.
To squeeze. This is something you usually do with your hand when you tighten something.
So, for example, your toothpaste.
Yes, you squeeze your toothpaste so the toothpaste will come out.
So in this case, we are squeezing the orange juice to extract the juice.
That's right. So you hold the orange very tight, you make the juice come out, and then you have fresh squeezed orange juice. Now, this is different from orange juice you buy in a store.
Okay, so you can say, "I'll squeeze us some fresh orange juice." That means you're going to make fresh orange juice. And this fresh orange juice that you make is called
fresh squeezed orange juice.
Fresh squeezed. You've probably seen this in the store, like some bottles, they say 100% fresh squeezed orange juice or something.
Yeah, it's good for advertising.
All right, so very good. A lot of great, interesting phrases there. Why don't we listen to our dialogue one last time?
Smells good. What's for breakfast?
Well, since we're getting up so late, I decided to make a big breakfast.
Nice. Brunch.
Kind of. So I made scrambled and soft-boiled eggs, some French toast, and buttermilk pancakes.
Wow, you really went all out. Did you make any coffee?
Yeah, just the way you like it. I also put out some cereal and muesli if you feel like having something more light.
Looks good. I'll squeeze us some fresh orange juice.
Get the jam and butter while you are in there. Oh, and don't forget the syrup.
Alrighty.
All right, so talking about brunch and breakfast, what is your typical or ideal breakfast?
Oh, that's a hard question. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. So I could eat breakfast, all kinds of breakfast, anytime. But one of my favorite kinds of breakfast is a Greek diner breakfast.
Greek diner. What does this have?
Okay, well, we have a lot of diners or small restaurants that are very, very cheap and fast in America. And this usually involves some scrambled eggs that are made with cheese and toast and potatoes and bacon and sausage and a coffee.
Wow.
Big breakfast.
Very big.
But delicious.
Nice.
What's your favorite?
I also really, really like breakfast, and I actually like having places that you can have 24-hour-a-day breakfast. All-day breakfast is called, so I can have breakfast for dinner.
Right, that's usually in America, you go to a diner.
Yeah,
because they have
exactly.
breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning or at 7 o'clock at night.
I'm not really a coffee person. I actually enjoy either juice, orange juice, or hot chocolate. I really like hot chocolate. And definitely pancakes. 3 buttermilk pancakes stacked. And as you
Syrup?
said before, syrup, but I actually also put butter on it. So
Gross. I know a lot of people who do that. They put butter on first.
yeah,
And then they pour the syrup.
Yeah, of course. So it's like very, very fatty. And hash browns. I'm definitely a fan of hash browns.
Those are potatoes that are chopped very, very finely, and you fry them together, so it almost becomes like a potato pancake.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of great stuff. And obviously, breakfasts around the world are different. I know, for example, in some countries, they have the fisherman's breakfast. So in the morning, you have black coffee, rice, and fish.
That's right.
Because you're going to work all day. So we're really curious about how breakfast is in your country, what a typical breakfast is like.
Yeah, what are traditional breakfasts, and what is your favorite breakfast?
I'm Tom, and I'm happy you're here. In this episode, I speak slowly. I use clear, simple words. And I repeat ideas so you can shadow my voice, practice your speaking, and build your confidence step by step. Today, we will talk about how to describe your day in English. Not just short sentences, but full ideas. What do you do in the morning? What happens in your afternoon? What is your evening routine like? By the end of this episode, you will be able to talk about your day in English using clear and natural sentences. Let's begin. Why is it important to practice talking about your day in English? It's important because your day is real. It's something that happens to you every day. You know it well. You don't need to search for words or ideas. You don't need to talk about history, science, or politics. You just need to talk about your life. You can say what time you wake up, what you eat for breakfast. You can say if you go to work or stay at home. You can say how you feel, tired, busy, happy, or relaxed. And here's the best part. When you describe your own day, you're practicing real English, useful English, English that you can use with other people in real life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try. When you talk about your day, you begin to think in English. You begin to speak more naturally. You use simple, complete sentences. You stop translating in your head. And you feel more confident when speaking. Let's take an example. Imagine you are meeting someone new. They ask, "What did you do today?" What did you do today? If you've practiced talking about your day before, you can answer. You can say, "I woke up at 7. I went to work. I had coffee and answered emails. In the evening, I made dinner and watched TV." Now, that's a full conversation. That's real communication. And that is your goal. Even if you are alone, even if you're not in an English class, even if you are shy, you can still practice speaking English by talking about your day. So, whenever you don't know what to say, start with something simple. What did I do today? What time did I wake up? What did I eat? Where did I go? What did I do in the evening? These are good questions. They help you remember vocabulary. They help you build strong English habits. They help you think in full sentences without stress. You can do this in the morning to talk about yesterday. You can do this in the evening to review today. You can even record yourself and listen back. The key is to keep it simple. Use the English you know. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. One sentence today, 2 sentences tomorrow, a whole story next week. So today, let's build that skill together, step by step, word by word, one real sentence at a time. Okay, let's start at the beginning of the day, the morning. Morning is a very important part of your day. It sets the mood. It gives you energy. And it's a perfect time to speak and think in English, even for a few minutes. Now, let's practice some simple morning sentences together. Repeat each one slowly, just like shadowing. Let's go. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Now you repeat. Sometimes I wake up earlier, around 6:30, when I have a lot to do. Now you repeat. If I sleep late, I feel tired the next morning. I stay in bed for a few minutes and think about my day. I like to take a deep breath and stretch my arms and legs. Then I sit up slowly and get out of bed. I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth. I brush slowly and carefully for 2 minutes. Then I wash my face with cold water. It helps me feel awake. Sometimes I take a quick shower, especially if I feel sleepy. When I shower, I like to play soft music or listen to English audio. After my shower, I dry off and put on my clothes. I try to wear something clean and comfortable. Sometimes I wear jeans and a t-shirt. If I have a meeting or class, I wear something more formal. Next, I go to the kitchen and prepare my breakfast. I usually eat something simple, like toast, eggs, and fruit. Sometimes I have cereal with milk and a banana. If I have more time, I make an omelette or oatmeal. I like to eat slowly so I can enjoy my food. I drink coffee most mornings. Sometimes I drink green tea because it feels light and fresh. While eating, I sometimes watch a short video or check the news. Other days, I just enjoy the quiet and listen to birds outside. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time and read my messages. I check my calendar to see if I have any meetings or appointments. I pack my bag with everything I need: my phone, notebook, keys, and water bottle. Then I put on my shoes and go out the door. Okay, let's shadow a story. My morning routine. In this part, I will tell you a short story about my morning. You can listen, then shadow each sentence. You can pause after each line to repeat it slowly. Are you ready? Let's begin. In the morning, I usually wake up at around 7 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up earlier if I have a lot of things to do. I lie in bed for a few minutes and think about the day ahead. I stretch my arms, yawn a little, and slowly get up. Then I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth for 2 full minutes. After that, I wash my face with cold water. It really helps me wake up. If I feel sleepy, I take a warm shower. I often listen to relaxing music while I shower. It helps me feel more calm and focused. After the shower, I put on clean clothes and check my hair in the mirror. Next, I go into the kitchen and start making breakfast. I usually eat 2 pieces of toast with butter and jam, and sometimes I add a boiled egg. I drink a large cup of coffee. That's very important to me in the morning. While eating, I sit by the window and look outside. Sometimes I hear birds singing and I enjoy the peaceful moment. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time, my to-do list, and my schedule for the day. Then I prepare my bag. I make sure I have everything: my phone, my wallet, my notebook, and sometimes a snack. Finally, I put on my jacket and shoes, open the door, and step outside to begin my day. Okay, let's say a few final practice sentences together. Again, you can repeat right after me. Every morning is a little different, but I try to follow a good routine. When I start my day with English, I feel more focused. I'm proud of my progress, and I will keep going. Now let's move to the afternoon, the middle part of the day. Many people are busy in the afternoon. Some people go to work, some go to school, some stay home and take care of the house or family. Whatever you do, the afternoon is a good time to use English. Even if you're busy, you can still listen. You can still repeat. You can still practice, even for just 5 or 10 minutes. Let's learn some common sentences together. Try to repeat after me, slowly and clearly. After lunch, I go back to work. Sometimes I feel a little sleepy after I eat. I check my emails and answer the important ones first. I often read messages from coworkers or classmates. I usually have 1 or 2 meetings in the afternoon. Sometimes I meet with a client or my manager to talk about tasks. If I work from home, I sit at my desk and open my laptop. I type reports or prepare presentations. I also look at my calendar to see what I need to do next. I like to keep my desk clean and organized. It helps me think clearly. I usually take a short break around 3 o'clock. I make a cup of tea or drink some water. Sometimes I eat a small snack, like fruit or a biscuit. If I have time, I go for a short walk to get fresh air. Even 10 minutes outside helps me feel better. If the weather is nice, I walk around the block or sit in the sun. When I have free time in the afternoon, I study English. Sometimes I listen to a podcast while I take a walk. Other times, I read a short article or story online. I also watch slow English videos to help with listening. I repeat short phrases out loud to practice speaking. Shadowing helps me speak more fluently and clearly. Before I finish work, I write down what I did. This helps me stay organized and ready for the next day. Sometimes I write one new word I learned today. I like to review my English notebook before I stop for the day. I will now tell you a story about my afternoon. You can listen, pause, and repeat after me. Try to copy my rhythm and tone. This is a great way to shadow and learn. After lunch, I usually go back to my desk to continue working. I check my emails and write a to-do list for the afternoon. I often have a video meeting with my team. We talk about what we finished in the morning and what we will do next. The meetings are usually short, about 30 minutes. After the meeting, I take a short break. I walk to the kitchen and make a cup of tea or black coffee. I drink slowly while standing near the window. Sometimes I step outside for some fresh air. If I have free time, I use it to study English. I usually listen to a podcast like this one or read a short story. Sometimes I watch a video where the speaker talks slowly. I pause the video and repeat the sentences. This is shadowing. It helps me speak more naturally and understand better. Before I stop working for the day, I write down a short summary of what I did. I also write one sentence in English to describe how I feel. For example, I finished all my work today and I feel proud. I didn't study much today, but I will try again tomorrow. This helps me reflect and stay motivated. Okay, now it's your turn. You can pause this episode for a moment. Try to talk about your afternoon, just like I did. What do you usually do after lunch? Do you go to work? Do you go to class? Do you stay at home and rest or study? Use short sentences. It's okay if it's just 3 or 4 lines. The goal is to speak, not to be perfect. Okay, let's try some sentence starters together to help you speak. I will say the beginning of the sentences, and you try to complete them, okay? In the afternoon, I usually... Very good. After lunch, I like to... Good job. Sometimes I feel well done. I usually take a break at perfect. Before the afternoon ends, I very good. Okay, the evening and night. Evening is a special time, a time to relax and review the day. Let's repeat some useful sentences. I come home at 6 o'clock in the evening. I take off my shoes and sit down for a few minutes to rest. I sometimes watch the news or listen to music to relax. I cook dinner or I order food if I feel tired. I eat dinner at the table with my family. We talk about our day and share stories. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. Sometimes I go for a short walk after dinner. Before bed, I read a book or listen to calming music. I take a shower and brush my teeth. I go to bed around 10:30 or 11. Okay, you have just listened to my full routine. Now I want you to speak about your day. Here's how you can do it. First, think about your day. What time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you work, study, take care of the house? What do you do in the afternoon? What does your evening look like? What do you do before bed? You can speak about today, or you can talk about a typical day, a normal day. Great work today. You listened to a full diary routine. You practiced new vocabulary. You repeated full sentences. And most importantly, you try to speak in English. This is real progress. You're not just studying English, you are using English. You are living in English, one sentence at a time. Keep building your confidence. Keep practicing your daily routine until it feels easy. Now, come back to this episode often. Listen again, shadow again, and each time add more to your story.